we're talking about Tori Spelling. She's so crazy. Oh my God, I can't even tell you. I didn't know a ton about her, and then I did Insanity over the summer, which is like a really intense, horrible workout program. And while I was doing it, I was listening to a lot of Celebrity Memoir Book Club, and they did a bunch of her stuff, and I was like, oh, this woman needs to be a stream topic immediately. So some of this I made, some of this my assistant made. We kind of worked together on it, as we're doing nowadays. So a lot of it I've already read, but not all of it I've read, and it's really just so bananas. Her life is so crazy. So I'll give everybody a couple seconds to get here. For those of you, if anyone doesn't follow me on TikTok, I'm sporting a new little facial injury. Love that for me. I was injured by a vase. Just the vase. No perpetrator. Just a vase. Just a good old vase. Caught the vase with my nose, caught it, and then into my hands. But yeah, I think most of you probably follow me on TikTok, so you've been following this saga. It feels a lot better today than it did yesterday, so I don't think it's broken. I'm also clueless. I got into editing a TikTok and almost forgot about class. Me too. How is the no phone thing going? Oh my God, the most embarrassing thing happened today. It literally made me want to crawl into a hole. So I was yelling at my class, and it was like 50% legitimate and like 50% theatrical. And like they knew it was theatrical because like a little bit before I was like, if anyone does X, Y, and Z, I'll go crazy. And they're like, what do you mean you'll go crazy? And I was like, I'll go crazy. And then someone did it. So then I went crazy in like a reasonable way, but I was like, my voice was high, but I was like joking. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was mad at them, and they knew I was mad, but I was being theatrical about it and, like, doing funny voices in a loud voice is what I'm trying to say. Other teachers heard me and called me into the hallway, and they were like, if you need a break, we're here to cover you. Like, reach out for support. And I was like, oh, my God, no. I'm not going crazy for real. I'm going crazy in the theatrical way. And they were like, yes, like, if you needed to do that. And I was like, oh, my God, this is so embarrassing. So I sent them a Real Housewives of the OC meme, but then I feel like now that's making it weirder because, like, you saw this insane woman with these kids, so you went to check on her and she reiterated she was fine, and then 20 minutes later she sent you a meme from a Vicky Gunvalson meme. She sent you a Vicky. Why did I do that? Why did I think that would make it better? Why would that ever make it better? Yelling and meaning it, but not meaning it in a yelling way. Exactly. It was a bit. Hi from Hawaii. Oh my God. I used to work with this girl. We worked at a restaurant together, and now she lives in Hawaii, and I'm so jealous of her. Every time she posts on Instagram, I get so mad. I should probably unfollow her. But anyway, tonight we're talking about Tori Spelling. I'm so excited for next week. Next week is Kathy Griffin. Oh, that's kind of gross. Kathy Griffin is a personal hero of mine. You can say what you will about that, but that's who I'm talking about. Also wanted to, again, always point out Dr. Siofian's GoFundMe. Sorry, his GoFundMe link is below. Progress has been super slow, but I do recognize, like, I'm asking my audience, which is the same people, and a bunch of you all have already donated, so I am very grateful to that. But I do want to keep plugging it because there's always new people here. And again, the ask that I would have of you, like I said, my audience has seen it. Your audience doesn't necessarily follow me. Even if your audience is 20 people, those 20 people probably don't follow me. So if you could share it on your pages as well. Yes, I am better. I'm like fully cured now. Fully cured. We're here. So yeah, please share the fundraiser link anywhere that you can. If you can't do GoFundMe, because I know sometimes people's bank flags it and like the currency and all that, he can also accept PayPal. PayPal is actually going to be faster for him, and that PayPal is linked on my link tree as well. So, coffee milkshake and Tori Spelling. Let's fucking go. I want a coffee milkshake, but then I would be up all night. We need to get into it. It's been 4 minutes. We have 88 slides. There's a lot of videos. Everyone keep me focused. So Victoria Davy Spelling, born May 16th, 1973, is an American actress and author. Her first major role was Donna Martin on Beverly Hills 90210 from 1990 to 2000. She's been in a bunch of other stuff. This is just like if you've never heard of her, to give you context before we get into it, we will go into her career. As always. A fuck ton of movies like Christmas Shit, Sharknado, some independent films. Like, she's been out there. She has been out there. Miss Tori Spelling is in the community. So what I really want to get into is Tori Spelling is from like a crazy, crazy, crazy rich family. She was born in LA. She's the daughter of Candy and Aaron Spelling. Has a younger brother, Randy, who's a former actor and as of 2009 works as a life coach. Her parents were from Jewish families whose ancestors moved to the U.S. from Russia and Poland. Her middle name comes from her paternal grandfather, David. She graduated an elite all-girls private school in Westlake, which after her graduation merged into the Harvard Westlake School of 1991. So grew up very wealthy in LA because her dad is a legendary TV producer. Like, this man is super famous. Aaron Spelling, behind hits like Dynasty, Beverly Hills 90210, the show that she was a part of. A little bit of Nepo vibe going on if you hadn't picked up on that already. So her childhood was... The OC is not a reality show. Oh, I think you're thinking of the Real Housewives of the OC. I haven't seen most of these. Like, I haven't seen 90210, the OC, the other one people were talking about, The Hills. Like, I haven't seen those. I've, like, seen random episodes, but I've never sat down and watched them all the way through. So anyway, her whole childhood, they had money. Like, money you and I could not fathom. A staff of 30-plus servants her entire childhood, and everything she ever wanted at her fingertips. She's a self-possessed daddy's girl, where apparently her dad never disciplined her, and he always played the good cop, and her mom was seen as the bad cop. So they had a lot of tension in their family dynamic. They also had a lot of favoritism and contrasting parent styles. Like, I think the dad's favorite was Tori, and the mom's favorite was the boy, so it was just, like, fucking weird. Like, they're just, like... weird-ass people. The family issues are not just private. They played out in the public eye. Her strained relationship with her mother is well documented. We will get into that a lot as well. And despite the huge wealth, this is kind of like a TLDR of what we're going to get into in the details. She thought she was going to get like a huge inheritance. She did not. Her mom pretty much has everything, and she did not get a huge inheritance. So that just goes to show, like, there's a lot going on in her family, like, emotionally speaking. So let's go ahead and get into it. Her childhood. I think from the outside perspective, people probably think there's nothing relatable about our childhood. We still had the sibling relationship. We still had fights, the fun times, all of it. A lot of this stream is excerpts from her books. I have never read them. I feel this is more than enough, and I don't need to read them. I'll just say that much. And what I will say, fuck me, because I don't have a book published. So fuck me. So Tori Spelling, if you're watching this, fuck me, because you've published multiple books and I haven't. So that's fine. This is the internet. Oh, people want the slide link? I'll send it. 30 servants is so relatable. You know, when you had your 30 servants, I grew up upper class, so I had one servant. We had one live-in person, an au pair. Did any of y'all know what the au pair program is? It's like a borderline exploitation. It's a very interesting dynamic. Would you ever consider a book? I can't even read a book, so I don't think I'm the person to be writing one. An article at most. At most. The absolute most I could do would be to write a weekly article for like a year and then put that into a book. It's the best I can offer. I guess with that logic, I could just take a year to write a book, but that just sounds incredibly boring. Incredibly, incredibly boring. Breaking the fourth wall. Fuck with me. Like, fuck me. Because if I was Tori Spelling and I was watching this, I'd be like, that bitch has never published a book. And that's a really valid take, so I just wanted to call that out. Just wanted to let y'all know I'm still in touch. In Touch magazine. So anyway, where was I? We still had the sibling relationship. We still had fights, fun times, all of it. There was a time I tried to stab you. I feel like if you don't have siblings, you think that's weird, but it's normal. Everyone's tried to stab their siblings. Tori explained that she had two choices for a weapon, a letter opener and a rock. And she says that she used to lash out when she was angry. Mood. Brother and sister duo couldn't remember how old they were at the time, but they estimated around Tori was 14-ish and Randy was 8 or 9. Tori had just started a new school and was in the routine of calling her friends every night. You would always be at the door. You'd always be listening. I just wanted attention. I threw open the door. I grabbed my crystal King Arthur stone and the sword, pulled up my letter opener, and ran out and tried to stab him. Again, first line, we had a relatable childhood. People think there's nothing relatable. I threw open the door, grabbed my crystal King Arthur... What? My letter opener? What other child has a letter opener? That's a rich person item. Later in the episode, Tori noted that she wasn't going to stab him, but Randy said he's forever haunted by the look on his sister's face. Arguably, 14 is too old for that. Probably. The letter opener. The infamous letter opener. A lot of these are from her podcast and her book. I thought that was her book, but I guess it was their podcast. So, her podcast is called Misspelling. All of her shit is like a play on her name. So, like, one of her books is like storytelling. Like, all right, Victoria. All right. I can't get this where I want it. There we go. My older sister threw scissors at me. Have we asked if you deserved it? I am a younger sister, and sometimes when I look back at violence thrown my way, I think, maybe that taught me something. I'm not saying you deserved it, just asking questions. I low-key did. The younger sister. So anyway, she spoke to her podcast listeners about her childhood home that was 56,000 square feet. 56,000 square feet. I was gonna say for 4 people, but it's not for 4 people. It's for 34 people because of their 30 servants. So I guess 56,000 square feet seems a lot less unreasonable when you factor in the 30 servants. Do they live there? Is it a compound? In LA. In Los Angeles, California. The family of 3 moved in when Tori was 17, 5 years after her parents had purchased the former home of Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby? I know that that's a famous person, but I can't remember why. I know that's like a older famous person, but I don't know why. Before the original estate was bulldozed, the way you had like an old Hollywood home that was probably gorgeous and bulldozed it. Singer, yeah. White Christmas, okay, yep. I just didn't want to be wrong. So, imagine vacuuming. They don't have to. That's what the 30 servants are for. They each vacuum their own square footage assigned. So anyway, she said before they bulldozed the original property, there were hidden passageways, an underground library. You pushed onto something and it went into these secret rooms. So you bulldozed that. I'm really angry about this. I didn't know this before right now, which is why I'm reacting to it so passionately. But that really pisses me the fuck off, that you took an old Hollywood home that probably had like prohibition shit in it and you bulldozed it. So their new property that they built, that I'm sure they fucking had to, I'm sure don't get me started, was 125 rooms. Okay. Tori estimated, because who's to know? Who is to know? Had a bowling alley, a beauty salon, a gym, an arcade, a bar, a pool table room, a doll museum, with all of the unique rooms on the basement level. On the ground level, there's everything that you would think of on a ground level. Then you would take the elevator or stairs up to the rest of the bedrooms. I would love to hear her definition of everything that you would think on a ground level. Because my definition would be like kitchen, dining room, living room, maybe a closet or 2, maybe like a playroom because they have kids. What else? What's in a Tori Spelling ground floor? She's like, the movie theater, the wine tasting room, the second kitchen. A lot of rich people have 2 kitchens. So a lot of rich people, their kitchen out front is like for show. Like you don't cook in there. And then they have like a restaurant style kitchen in the back where they put their servant. And that's the real kitchen. I bet Tori Spelling's house was that way. Tori joked about scarring her brother's friends with the creepy doll room, and to explain why she does not have an emotional attachment to the legendary home. I mean, you moved in when you were 17. I never did. I have good memories there, but my best memories were with my parents, were created at the other house on the same street. So she moved from a big ass house to a big ass house. And the bigger ass house made the news. Early career. So at the age of 6, she was given acting lessons from an acting coach hired by her father, and then subsequently given guest television spots on the series The Love Boat, TJ Hooker, Hotel, Fantasy Island, Vegas, and Saved by the Bell. It's almost like when your dad is one of the most major producers, that is really helpful in casting, Everyone wants to be the guy that did a favor for that guy. You know what I mean? A Walmart parking lot stream watching room separate from the TikTok watching room. Oh. I always forget to check TikTok. There it is. Forgot y'all were there. So sorry. They're such like the, like how Harry Potter had the room under the stairs. You know? Same vibe. Nepo baby, but revoked the trust fund. Her dad is a Nepo baby in the way where he's like, I'll give you the connections, but not the check. Trust in that. You will earn the check. I will just introduce you to the people that will give it to you. So anyway, at 17, she was given the role of Donna Martin on Beverly Hills 90210, which was co-produced by Aaron's company, Spelling Television. She portrayed Donna for the show's entire run and was nominated for 2 Young Artist Awards. One of the most intriguing aspects of Donna Martin's character was how closely she mirrored Tori's real life, particularly in terms of her parents' influence. Aaron Spelling was notoriously protective of his daughter both on and off the screen, so he had a strong hand in shaping the character of Donna, ensuring that she was portrayed as virtuous and innocent. Throughout the show's run, she was famously a virgin, a storyline that persisted much longer than anyone expected. I think in the show, when she lost her virginity, she was like already well into her 20s when she lost her virginity. And I feel like that's just so gross to have your dad producing the storyline of you being a virgin and like that's your storyline. That's why like being a Nepo baby does come at a cost, and the cost is your dignity. I somehow have neither. This is disgusting. I wanted to drink alcohol and I was like, oh, just mix it with sparkling water, so healthy. But that is gross. I'm not drinking that. Weird and controlling. But I also get you don't want to write a sex storyline for when your daughter's on your show. But also, then maybe don't cast your daughter in a show about, like, horny teenagers. That option is always available. It really always is. Aaron Spelling reportedly insisted that Donna not engage on any on-screen sexual activity, reflecting his real-life protectiveness over Tori. This decision was a stark contrast to the more scandalous and dramatic storylines of the other characters, making Donna stand out as the good girl of the group. Tori has acknowledged that while her father's influence helped her land the role, it also came with limitations. She wasn't allowed to explore more mature or controversial storylines like her coworkers, and it sometimes left her feeling creatively stifled. Nevertheless, Tori worked hard to make Donna a multi-dimensional character, bringing humor and warmth to the role that resonated with fans. So, here is some of her early career work. This is an interview about 90210.
Beverly Hills 90210 boasts one of his favorite creations, daughter Tori Spelling.
My character's Donna Martin, and she's in the popular crowd with Kelly and Brenda, who just moved from Minneapolis. And
I'm gonna keep drinking it.
They're the like elite snob clique at the school. They kind of run the school, and they're real into clothes and boys. Not so much school, which is, you know, real unlike me. Like that.
Oh, right.
And
So yeah, that's Tori Spelling during that time. Here is her on season 5 of 90210. So this is like when it's more of a full show. People are confident it's staying around.
Look, don't think I haven't noticed that you don't exactly approve of what I'm doing.
What are you doing? Dropping out of school, moving 2,000 miles away so you can learn how to curtsy.
No, I'm taking off 1 semester.
Donna, come on. I know how hard the end of last year was for you. I mean, believe me, I know how you feel.
Well, for your information, I saw David today, and it was easy. And my going to Houston has nothing to do with David.
You told me you were taking the semester off.
No, here I am.
So does that mean you forgive me?
No, it means it's a big campus. You have a nice semester.
Well, I guess I made you pretty late for whatever you had planned tonight, huh?
I think I missed it altogether.
I saw it.
Not really.
my mom.
It's like when the CIA boost random movies, but there's a producer turning his show into a lesson on abstinence. He needed to go be a producer on Secret Life of the American Teenager and move on.
She offered Ray $10,000 if he would stop saying gay.
Look, I don't know what you think happened, but you're wrong.
I know exactly what happened.
Yeah, okay, I took the check. Because I knew you wouldn't believe me if I just told you what your mother tried to do.
When she told me, I didn't know what to believe.
I want you, Donna. I don't give a
Donna!
damn about your mother's money. I love you.
I love you too. Ray gave me the money back. He told me everything.
I don't understand.
Yes, you do. And since you were so generous, I found a way to make someone's Christmas very happy. Please don't hurt me. Take anything you want.
You're what I want.
I've never done this before.
What?
Oh my god, she finally lost her virginity.
Let me go.
This is gonna be more memorable than I could ever imagine.
Donnie, you home?
Who is it?
Oh no.
Don't lie to her. No men live here.
Come on, Don. I saw your car outside.
Damn, is she
I know
getting...
you're
Is
here.
this like a assault scene? Okay, trigger warning. Yikes, we're gonna skip over that.
Last time.
Let's keep it light, people. Let's keep it light.
I mean, I thought I'd gotten over it.
Don't worry, it's gonna take some time.
Why are you so mad at me?
Because you make me mad.
You know what? I have to go work
This
on my-
acting is incredible.
Oh, you're hurting me.
You're gonna listen to me.
Obviously,
Okay, I don't mean to laugh, it's serious, but that was like the corniest way they could have shot that.
don't know what happened. I know he hurt you. What are you talking about? I saw it. I was there. Look, I was there too. I don't even know what happened. Look, if you say anything to anyone... Look, Donna, I'm not here to do an expose. I just want to let you know that you're not alone. I mean, you have a friend.
They have some
Do I?
serious
Look, I know
ass
there's more going on
storylines on this show.
And
God
told you that.
damn.
Pretty obvious. Look, just because I don't...
So her dad was like, you can't have consensual sex, but getting your ass beat by a guy and thrown down the stairs, let's get that on the big screen.
Anything doesn't mean I don't know. You're not my friend. You're not anyone's friend.
No sex, but domestic violence.
I should
A-okay.
with all of you about how my arm ended up in this sling here. No one gets in the way of an alpha when everything's half off at Aunt Taylor's. You know the tri-delt who dared? She's still in the hospital.
So that's just to kind of give you her vibes on 90210. This is a Christmas special. Tori. It's very deep fried footage.
Hello. Hi.
Okay, I can't handle the audio on that. I'm sorry. Donna decides to become a bad girl.
I'm J. Trump, and I approve this measure. The alarming spike in inflation soaring to the highest level in nearly 40 years.
That was terrifying. Why isn't it going away? There used to not be ads on here. Why isn't it going away? Why is it not going away? I'm scared. Has he overtaken the computer?
Washington and
That was so scary. Oh my god. Let's all just bow our heads. Okay, can you guys vouch that we've never seen an ad on Nearpod before? That's the first time they've somehow gotten an ad through Nearpod. That was so scary. Why do bad things happen to good people? I like how that is like what the 90s portray as like a bad kid in class, when in reality, kids will like throw a desk at you and you just like have to keep it pushing. And they make it seem like that is like the most serious thing ever. I literally wouldn't have said anything, or I would have made like a petty comment back and moved on. The realistic part is the public, or is this supposed to be a public or private school? But anyway, they are not that involved in the kids' process unless the kid goes to them. Walking up in the hallway and being like, saw your scores, that's a rarity. When I'm assuming they're talking about the SAT. The school doesn't do that. So I think we exactly understand the vibe of the show, and it seems like it's pretty much the vibe of her life. So while starring on the show, she also got cast in a bunch of different random made-for-TV films, so generally not like the most high caliber. She also got a boob job when she was 19. She said, my first boob job, I had a friend at the time. It was the bad boyfriend I talk about. It was his friend's girlfriend. And she said, oh, you just have to go to this place. I went to this doctor. It was in a strip mall. I can't make this up. I think he was a fine doctor. It was just an outpatient surgery center at a strip mall. I was 19, so I was like, this isn't Beverly Hills. I was so confused. She does not have an ounce of critical thinking skills. Like, she has never been outside, and she was not equipped to make that decision. At 19, she decided to go along with the operation despite having concerns. She said, of course I didn't say anything. I got them done, and they took me home. Of course I didn't say anything? That's a picture of his face. I love the shirt. Frozen? What you mean frozen? I'm gone? Why am I gone? Is it back? I'll give it a second. Am I back? It's back. Back? Alright. Okay. Weird. Who knows? Who knows? So, if you didn't hear, when she is in her early 30s at this point, after working on 90210, doing her fucking movies and all that shit, she marries Charlie Shannon, an actor and a writer. So they met in 2002 and quickly became engaged. Tori describes the relationship as a fairy tale. Their lavish wedding was $1 million affair, showcasing Hollywood excess with over 400 guests, including many celebrities. Her custom gown was around $50,000. Here are some pictures of that wedding. It was absolutely insane. And I remember, so in the, let me see if that's in here. In the Celebrity Memoir Book Club episode, so it wasn't just me it was looping for. Is it back now? Weird. Let me do a poll. I'll do a poll. Okay, multiple people are saying it's fine. So anyway, I saw that there was like weirdness about money for this. How like she and Tori was paying for it, but her like parents kept inviting people, and then it just got really out of hand. And apparently it was just like a lot of tension going into it. I think like most super extravagant weddings, everyone's stressed the fuck out. Here's some pictures of it. Again, just looks absolutely insane. Her first wedding.
As Tori enjoyed her movie success, her TV career began to wind down. The final episode of Beverly Hills 90210 aired in May 2000.
I think she was fine with it. I think towards the end she might have gotten a little weary of it. I think everyone on 90210 was getting a little bit sick of playing their characters.
I didn't want to be one of those shows where people are like, oh, that show's still on? How old are they now? We've done 10 years. Why not just end it now when people are actually still watching it?
With 90210 off the map, Tori reinvented herself as a comedian. A year later, she returned to the screen in the comedy horror sequel, Scary Movie 2.
That's what I do best, is comedy. The crying, dramatic thing, that's not my thing. I do comedy, physical comedy, so I felt right at home.
And also in her book, she talked about how, like, she kind of built the character of Donna by, like, being expressive and, like, making faces at scenes and, like, made herself be a more important character through, like, comedic acting.
Grossed more than $71 million at the box office. But Tori still didn't get any great offers.
Things were kind of slowing down. I thought, okay, I need something. What's the next thing? I'm not just like a normal actress. I have to take risks to prove myself.
Tori's career
I'm not a regular actress. I have to take risk and prove myself.
She came up with a way to get back on the Hollywood radar, but that meant facing her biggest fear.
I was terrified of theater. I had this notion that I would just go out there, forget all my lines, and people would be like, see, told you, Tori Spelling can't act. Look what she did.
In late 2001, Spelling began rehearsals for a demanding two-character play called Maybe Baby, It's You.
There's 11 different characters, there's accents, there's age ranges, there's roles that I'm scared to put myself out there and be vulnerable, and what if I suck?
The comedy was written by 36-year-old Charlie Shannon, who also co-starred.
The play was about, people who were destined to be with each other.
You were thrown together, kind of like, I need you, you need me, kind of chemistry, because the whole...
Yeah, I don't think I would think of her as a comedian either, but what matters is what Tori thinks of herself, you guys.
Maybe it's you. It's about finding your soulmate, about love. We hit it off right away, and we started dating probably a couple months into the production.
Every time I would go, I would see it, them, deeper and deeper with their emotions.
It's crazy how when you're given things based on nepotism and not merit, it fosters a lot of insecurity and imposter syndrome. Crazy!
He's gone for, like, the actor types that, would blow me off and wouldn't give me the time of day. And I'd be like, I must have him. Must conquer type of thing. Silly youth. And Charlie was kind of really
so awkward.
See is what you get. The minute she started
Jenny Garth.
dating him, I was like, he's a good guy. Keep him around. He's good for you. He's good for you. Like, he brings the craziness down a notch.
At 28, Tori Spelling thought she finally found Mr. Right.
It was a point point in my life where I decided, I could either keep dating people they're great, but they're not right for me, or I could try to find someone that's better suited, someone that's going to take care of me and love me for me, and I was trying to make that choice.
Coming up.
That sounds like a
Partner should be
great,
your best
healthy
friend. Your partner should
relationship.
be the one who knows everything about you and loves every aspect.
For most of her life, Hollywood princess Tori Spelling struggled to find romance.
So true.
Then in November 2003, after 2 years of dating, the 30-year-old thought she landed her Prince Charming. Actor-writer Charlie Shanian.
He went to my parents, old-fashioned,
brother.
and said, can I have your blessing? I want to marry your daughter. She said she couldn't even remember what he was saying because she was just so shocked and out of her mind, and she said yes.
On July 3rd, 2004,
The wedding!
Tori and Charlie exchanged vows in a lavish wedding ceremony produced by Aaron Spelling. The price
I wonder if
tag,
he charged a
reported
production fee.
$1 million.
350 guests were invited to her father's 56,000 square foot mansion in Mommywood.
That is an insane
The most
house.
beautiful wedding I've ever been to in my life. It was like a fairy tale from beginning to end. It was exquisite. And she looked beautiful and so happy and vibrant.
There's a lot of the cast from 90210, a lot of her parents' friends, and, just the LA.
Produced the wedding, exactly.
Beautiful, exactly.
Grand Pam, thanks for
I
subscribing.
felt like I was on the movie set of Tori Spelling's wedding. There was
The movie set of Tori Spelling's wedding.
They said their vows under.
White roses everywhere, and just a lot of friends and family.
Tori's pet pug, Mimi LaRue, also made an appearance.
She was actually
Not the
pulled down
pug.
the aisle in by my husband's nephew in a little cart decorated with flowers.
But the fairy tale nuptials
Love
hit
that.
a snag.
Right as she was about to walk down the aisle, her heel got stuck in the back of the dress. And on top
It's gonna ruin the wedding.
of that, she was crying and her nose was dripping. Right as she was about to take the first step on the aisle, I feel like it was maybe a little bit of an omen.
The over-the-top ceremony
Not an
may
omen.
have been the couple's high point. The romance went downhill fast.
I think it was just a circumstance.
So we'll get into their marriage was not long lasting. Let me see if I want to watch this or not. I guess we're gonna find out together.
Of not completely being right for each other. And I know on my part, I'm largely.
I am gonna cut it there. So this is an interview in 2004.
Forward to this show.
Baby, nice top. Get the hell out.
Ugh. Okay, Howard.
Twins are out.
The girls are out today. What a top, Tori.
I need some backup today.
Right here, put your headphones.
Got it.
Honey,
Hi.
those boobs.
This is horrible. This is
Beautiful.
horrifying.
Are those new? Are those different boobs than the one you had on 90210? I didn't like the way they looked on 90210. I didn't. I didn't
This
think they were a
man
good
should
boob
be
job.
shot.
Yeah.
Those they're different, aren't they?
No.
We
Are
should take him out back and shoot him. As if the Trump ad wasn't enough.
Don't get upset that I'm looking. How can you not?
Well, I wouldn't have worn the shirt if I didn't want you to look.
Fantastic.
She's
How
a
you
little
been? I haven't seen
funny.
you in how many years? 10 years?
Not that long.
I think
6
so.
years, maybe?
6 years?
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where to begin.
I don't either.
Your personal life's gotten wacky. Everything's
But
going
better.
nuts. But better?
Yeah.
You're happy.
I'm happy.
You married some dude,
I did.
had $1 million wedding. Who is this dude? What's his name?
Charlie Shania.
Charlie Shania. Where'd you meet him? Is that the whole Paris
Speed it
Hilton
up.
crowd hanging out with that group?
No.
Was he an actor?
Mm-hmm. We did a play together in LA.
Yeah.
And you kind of thought you were in love? Because what, he banged you so good that you thought, wow, this is it?
This man
Oh my God,
needs
I've
to
seen
be put in
college.
prison.
Well, he was, it was the first nice relationship I had had. He took care of me and we were good friends.
Nepotism in a sentence and stuff, but the manager screamed
I
at
like that one.
Tori, do you wear little outfits for your man? Like,
do.
You do? Like, what will you wear, like, if you want to turn a guy on?
Well, I get dress up outfits for him.
Ah! We
I
will
wear
never be
schoolgirl
free!
outfits.
We will never be
I wear,
free!
Santa Claus Christmas outfit.
What is that?
Her
look
body
like?
language
Little
is so
miniskirt?
uncomfortable.
Actually, the picture of me on his arm was taken the night we got engaged, and I was wearing my little Christmas outfit.
Oh.
It's like a little red little thing with my boobs down, red and white, and Santa Claus hat.
Fantastic.
So that's the most horrifying thing I've ever seen in my life. And then in July 2005, Spelling was filming the Lifetime TV movie. you know, the classic Lifetime TV movies that are a good thing for your career. Mind Over Murder in Ottawa, where she met actor Dean McDermott, who was married to actress Mary Jo Eustace. It was love at first sight. I fell so hard, and then I noticed he had a wedding ring, and oh yeah, I had a husband too, she wrote in her 2009 memoir Storytelling, revealing they spent the night at a hotel together. The following day, I woke up next to Dean, and I had no regrets. And then that is Dean right there. So she cheated on her husband literally, like, pretty quickly after getting married, very fast.
13 months into the marriage, Tori flew to Canada to start work on her 12th TV movie, Mind Over Murder. Her leading man, veteran actor Dean McDermott.
The minute he was like, "Hi, I'm Dean McDermott," I mean, the moment we met, we both were just like, ooh. And he described it best. He was like, "Uh-oh, I'm in trouble." You know, because it was something like that I had never felt. I don't think that she was ready to take the steps of getting a divorce. But when she got up there, she met Dean, and they instantly fell in love.
Tori and McDermott had lots in common, including the fact neither of them was available.
Dean was married.
That was a funny ass thing to say.
He had been married for 12 years. He had just adopted a baby, and he also had a son.
He'd been married for 12 years, adopted a baby, and they had a son together.
Meet the person that is your ideal, that is your soulmate. I don't feel you should do a disservice to someone else and prolong something and stay in it if it's not right.
In September 2005, McDermott and his wife ended their 12-year relationship. The following month, Charlie Shanian filed for divorce from Tori Spelling after 15 months of marriage.
So, yikes, yikes, yikes. Spelling and McDermott, who were both married to other people when they were on set, had an affair. I told him that She recalls telling her first husband, Charlie, about the affair. She says, "I told him I've never been in love with him. I loved him and he'd been a friend to me, but I married him because he's a great guy, a guy who took care of me." Charlie didn't want to hear it. He kept saying, "Where's all this coming from? We have a perfect relationship." And then he turned to me. "Did you cheat on me?" I said, "Yes." "It was with Dean, wasn't it?" I said, "Yes." I should have known. They separated in October 2005, so literally they were married for like 2 years. And he filed for divorce April 20th, 2006. So this is her and Dean. Woohoo. Look at them go. They were together for a very long time. Obviously, she's pregnant, so it lasted at least a little bit. They began their affair the night they met, and then they ended up getting married in 2006, literally right after her divorce was finalized. Her divorce was finalized April 20th, 2006, and she got married, was finalized April 20th, and she got married literally within, 3 weeks? She got married to Dean within less than a month after her divorce being finalized, which is just absolutely insane. They had a private ceremony in Fiji, not Hawaii. They had a private ceremony in Fiji, so we don't have tons of pics of that, but we do have some that she released. I will say, that wedding dress is so cunt. Real can recognize real on that one. 12 years ago today, this was written in 2018, a girl and a boy came together all alone on a tropical island to proclaim their love for each other, and we were pronounced husband and wife. I was finally the princess in my own fairy tale. You had $1 million wedding 2 years ago. 2 years ago, you had $1 million wedding. I feel like we're all just moving past that, and I haven't moved past that. Today, Fiji will always be a magical place for us. Today, I celebrate the love and passion I share with Dean McDermott and the 5 blessings we've created together. Spoiler, they have a fuck ton of kids. Some people search their entire lives to find a soulmate. I'm one lucky woman because I have 6. I love you, babe. He has other children. This is her at some point during all of this.
Things were also looking up in her love life. Tori and high school student Ryan Ozar began dating in the spring of 1991.
That was her first, real hot and heavy boyfriend.
It was a very dramatic relationship of Ryan doing this and Tori doing that and Ryan driving Tori crazy.
But that was
just
nothing
her dating
compared to
history?
the heat she was getting from the press.
to have reviews come out, there's like, she's the worst actress we've ever seen. I was like, how do you know?
I don't think anyone would like to read the...
No, I think this is talking about when she was also in high school. Talking about like when the show was new, how like her high school boyfriend was bad, but the show was worse. I don't think she as an adult dated a high schooler.
Only reason why she's on this show is because of her father. That's gotta hurt.
This is where all the plastic surgery rumors actually started. And they had a picture of me when I was like 13 or 14. And then a picture of me now at 17 going, look what she's had done. There were
they're talking about her when she was 17.
I mean, I had my cheekbones done, an eyebrow lift, things I didn't even know they could do at the time. Ribs removed, chin implants. I just remember bawling my eyes out, thinking, oh my gosh, I've had my nose done.
The media didn't let up.
So that's what I will say about her, is it seems like she owns up to stuff and she just gets treated like really terribly, but then like will own up to the things that she did. She just seems really confused all the time.
Especially when it came to Tori's impressive figure.
Well, that's between me and my ample bosom. But I'm not saying yay or nay, but if you pay for something, it's yours. Right? And then if you break it, you buy it. That's different.
Tori was happy with her assets, but not with boyfriend Ryan Ozar. In late 1992, the
they're
couple
going through
broke
the
it off
history.
after 1.5 years of puppy love.
He went to college, and we were young. You kind of just grow apart.
Meanwhile, Tori stayed close to her family in their new 123-room, 56,000 square foot mansion.
Someone else said 125. What's the truth? Why are you lying about your wealth?
Known simply as the Manor.
The first week or
No,
so,
she didn't say the remove ribs. Those were all things that they speculated that she had done, and she was saying she had her nose and her boobs done, but not all the other crazy stuff they talked about.
pretty scared to leave my room. I really felt like when I was in the kitchen, I would bring extra food to my room in case I couldn't find my way back down.
I remember going to Tori's room once and thinking it was bigger than my apartment.
There's a bowling alley downstairs. We never had to go outside to go to an arcade. There was a movie theater.
It's huge. There's an elevator, Candy's closet, and Tori's closet. I remember it's still the best closet I've ever been in.
There is a doll room. My mom collects dolls.
Tori had been given a doll, and I said, why don't we start collecting them? At one point, she said, Mom, get all of these dolls out of my room. I can't stand all these faces looking at me.
I must say, I'm a little used to it now. When I had friends over and I was about 13, 14, it would be dark, and you go in that room, and
the doll
you hit the
room.
wrong light in the room. Just the eyes light up. When you see about 1,000 dolls staring at you and weird-looking automaton dolls, it's a little freaky.
The Manor became a dream hangout for Tori and her 90210 pals, especially Shannon Doherty.
Shannon was around a lot, and I remember one time specifically we were watching Madonna's Blind Ambition tour, and Tori and Shannon was so excited to see it. So it was pretty racy for, some of my, that was a big deal. Those cones, still remember those cones. Shannon's funny, she is really, she's a tiny little girl, and she's really, really tough. I mean, she would literally sit.
So yeah, it looks like this was all from the same interview around the time that she was getting remarried after her very, very fast divorce. So their marriage also contributed to Tori's strained relationship with her mother, Candy Spelling. There are reports where Candy disapproved of Dean and blamed him for Tori's financial issues, which we will get into. This family tension is often discussed publicly, which adds another layer of drama to it. So in 2006, again, she got remarried in 2006. So the same year, she starred as herself in a VH1 sitcom called So Notorious, which parodied her public image. In 2007, her and her husband, Dean, pretended to purchase and operate a bed and breakfast in California for their reality TV series, Tori and Dean, Home Sweet Hollywood, originally Tori and Dean in Love. It was on Oxygen from 2007 to 2012. In 2007, she became a minister to marry a gay couple at the Chateau LaRue is the name of their place, I guess. A tape of the wedding ceremony was shown on In Love. So she's just like on TV, doing reality TV. And then her father passes away. June 23rd, Aaron Spelling died at the Manor, his estate in Los Angeles, from complications of a stroke he suffered 5 days prior. I think he was well into his 80s, so like R.I.P. I think most people were expecting it. Hate to say it. Okay, so for whatever reason, this video won't play on Nearpod.
Spago. Since Tori Spelling moved out of Daddy Aaron Spelling's Beverly Hills.
Wow, you're so.
Tori Spelling makes her life available on DVD for So Notorious. So this is like a promo for her reality show, I guess.
Down to earth. I figured you'd be all stuck up and only eat at places like Spago.
Since Tori Spelling moved out of Daddy Aaron Spelling's Beverly Hills mansion and tried to make a life of her own, she's had to stand up to endless tabloid fodder. So Notorious, the complete series on VH1, is now available on DVD, where Tori takes control and spells out the truth.
Oh, no, I'm wrong. So Notorious was a sitcom. The other ones were the reality show. So she's starring in a show making fun of herself. I understand now.
True reality of her life, rather than letting those nasty rumors get in the way.
It took me years to come to that place. Years of people laughing at me, basically. I mean, that's what it is, in some form or another. The remarks, the tabloids, the snickers from people, and it took me
like
years
how
to
I
come
said
to a
I'm
place
not
where
going to
all of a
drink
sudden
it.
It kind of just switched in my head. When I came up with the idea for the show, I just thought, this stuff doesn't bother me anymore, and there's so much of it. There's so many stories and things people perceive as my life that aren't true. If they want to talk about this stuff, great. I'll talk about it with them and laugh at it.
Lonnie Anderson stars as her overbearing mother, Kiki, who constantly criticizes her every move, unlike her doting nanny, who gives her unconditional support.
So that was like the actual storyline of her life. Like we're going to get more into. Her and her mom have a super fucked up relationship, so she always liked the nanny better.
I think that Nanny and Kiki have an understanding, but I think the battle lines are always drawn, and that Kiki does feel a little threatened by what a big part Nanny plays in Tori's life. But she's still a boss.
And in the podcast I was listening to about her books, CNBC, apparently she like called her nanny, and for like years didn't know that woman's actual name, which is crazy as hell.
As a matter of fact, there were some ladies in the choir. This is how much now I am Kiki, who said to me, "Excuse me, Miss Anderson, but how long have you been married to Aaron Spelling?"
Extras on the DVD include deleted scenes, a behind-the-scenes featurette, and outtakes.
Oh, look at these darling shoes. Little people make the most exquisite little things.
Why do they keep going to stores that are being run by people? What's like the correct terminology? People with dwarfism? Is that bad? I feel like that was wrong. You get what I'm saying, though. I feel like they're not doing it in a respectful way, and I'm trying to talk about it respectfully, and it's not going well.
Now, if only we could find you the right bra.
I don't know. Okay, so that's kind of her, like, literally within her first years of marriage to her second marriage, so she's fresh off a divorce. Her dad passes away. She does this show making fun of, like, her deep personal trauma, and now is on a reality show. So that's a lot going on at once. And then she has a baby. If it feels chaotic, it's because it was. It's because it was. So she started popping out kids very shortly after her wedding. Liam, the oldest of her children, was named after her late father, Aaron Spelling. Is that a middle name or something? He's grown up in the public eye and often reflects Tori's blend of creativity and sensitivity. These are just like some things that she's shared about him. He's a tech enthusiast, blah, blah, blah. You get it. He was born in 2007, so he's a little older now. Then another kid, 2008. She starts having kids so frequently following her father's passing. Stella McDermott, Tori's first daughter, is known for bold, expressive personality. Doreen is chosen to honor Dean's late mother. She's artistic, fashionista, blah, blah, blah. 2009. She is reprising her role as Donna Martin on the Beverly Hills spinoff. She appeared in the 19th and 20th episodes as a guest star. This is kind of a timeline of her life through this time. Then, her fashion and jewelry line premieres on the Home Shopping Network, and she releases her autobiography, Storytelling, 2008, and then her second book, Mommywood, in 2009. So literally her life during this time is like ba-bang, 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 ba-bang. Everything is happening so much. So one of the famous stories from her book at this time is about shitting in a pool. One of the most famous stories is about when her son had a bathroom emergency during a swim class. Like many moms, she was trying to navigate the chaos of parenting, but it turned disastrous when her son took a shit. She describes how she was panicked when she realized what happened, and instead of calmly dealing with the situation, because she realized she didn't have like swim diapers and stuff with her, she was so mortified that she just grabbed her son and fled the scene. So I don't know, maybe instead of just asking one of the many other women there that probably did have a swim diaper with them and they would have been happy to give it to you, she was like, I just took him and left. And then another consistent theme of hers is she's like, the other moms don't like me, they're so judgmental. And I'm like, you need to fucking relax. Like, you're being insane, so they're probably just reacting to you. She later confessed she felt like the worst mom ever, but looking back, it was just a funny moment. So yeah, she let her son shit by a pool. I don't know what this is for, but it's her. I'm so confused.
Maître Winters?
Oui.
Maître Winters, Max Lequette. Inspecteur en chef sur l'affaire Colonne.
What is happening?
Plusieurs messages à votre secrétaire.
Why is it in French?
Qu'est-ce que vous faites ici?
Votre voisine m'a dit que vous faisiez du jogging, alors j'ai pensé que j'aurais une bonne chance de vous trouver ici.
Je vois. Qu'est-ce qui se passe?
Est-ce que vous avez pu examiner le procès-verbal d'arrestation?
Oui, ce salaud m'a volé ma voiture.
Il s'avère qu'il y a plus.
C'est-à-dire?
Il semble qu'on ait trouvé des cartes de crédit volées.
My girl was doing anything for a check during this time. Anything for a check. So this is from her book Mommywood. It's a very long. So in Mommywood, she tells the story, bringing to the office. So here we go. Near the end of my first pregnancy, my husband Dean and I went to an appointment for an ultrasound. It was always exciting to see the fetus, I hate that word, by ultrasound, but this time it would be special because of 3D ultrasound, an amazing new-ish technology that allows patients to see a clear picture and doctors to bill insurance companies more instead of the usual staticky, hard-to-discern image. We'd be able to see exactly what our very own baby looks like floating in my belly. It felt like this was the moment we'd be meeting our little miracle for the first time. The doctor squeezed the self-warming goo on my belly and started moving around the wand. We already knew it was a baby boy. The doctor was all calmly saying, looks good, all good, there's his little foot. Actually, who am I kidding? I have no idea what the doctor was saying. For all I know, he was saying you're having 6 babies and you'll be delivering them through your ear because something had me distracted. I was focused on the screen, staring hard at my baby's delicate face. There he was, all perfect, head, eyes, and ears, but I didn't want to admit it, even to myself. But something was bothering me. His nose. It kept coming back to it. I was worried. Well, that's just it. It looked a little... Was I even allowed to think this? It looked a little, large. As soon as the thought entered my mind, I tried to shut it down. I kept trying to look at the rest of my baby. Skinny little legs, nose, teeny hands, nose, heart, little heart. And you could see it beating. One of the most incredible sights anyone could ever witness. Nose. Maybe this was one of the many facts about fetuses. I'd skimmed over all those having baby books, bought it. In all of those having a baby books I'd bought, and I really, really intended to read by now. You know, babies can look blue at birth, their eyes are puffy, the umbilical cord revolves itself. I racked my brain. Was there anything I read about ultrasounds making noses look exaggerated? She's so stressed about this. So stressed. Or noses being out of proportion at birth. Yeah, wasn't there something about that? At last, I couldn't help myself any longer. I pointed to the screen. I asked the doctor, is that true to life? He replied with something overly scientific about the sound waves are reconstructed in the surface, internal, blah, 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 blah. Not very helpful. Inside my head, I was just screaming, oh my God, does he have a huge nose? Just tell me. But I was having trouble asking it directly. Ain't that the theme of her fucking life? I knew it was wrong to care, but I did. I tried to put it delicately as, does his nose look normal? Of course. You don't think it's a little big on his face? It's possible he's pushed up against the placenta that could distort or exaggerate features. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I said, it's a normal size nose. Her anxiety is always on a level 10. Like, it's literally... Do you see why we had to put this entire passage in here? It's just necessary. The doctor reassured me that my baby would come into the world with a nose that was ready and able to breathe. You know how doctors can be. Caring about the health of my baby. Fuck off with that shit. They assume normal means healthy. So respectable. So non-superficial. So not what I was looking for. Healthy was good news. Very good news. The best news. But not exactly what I was worrying about right then. On the way to the car, Dean was quiet. Once we had gotten and we were driving, he finally said, I can't believe what I just witnessed. Uh-oh, he sounded angry. We were looking at a beautiful, healthy boy, our baby, and you're worrying about the size of his nose? Well, of course the baby's health is what matters most. I worried about that every day. But this was the super special 3D ultrasound, the one where we saw our baby moving in 3-dimensional space. She's not a brief woman. That's why I don't feel I need to read her books. I couldn't help it. I said what I was thinking. It came into my head. I wanted to know, should I have just sat there wondering in silence? He said, are you really that shallow? Suddenly it hit me. I was picking apart my unborn baby. Couldn't help but flash back to the day my mother told me I would be pretty as soon as you have a nose job. T. Fucking T. Maybe she doesn't need a therapist. She's doing it all on her own, you guys. I always claimed, only half joking, that moment scarred me for life. And now here I was, worrying about the facial features of my own child before he even had a chance to breathe air. At least my mother had the decency to wait till I was 12 to start on me. Was I a hypocrite? Was I destined to replicate the mistakes my mother had made? Mothers are supposed to think that their children are gorgeous no matter what. What if I didn't? What if I'd inherited some mutated gene from my mother that caused us to feel nothing but disappointment in our offspring? That is crazy as hell. Maybe I do need to read this book. Oh my God, did I have the Joan Crawford gene? It made sense. Whenever I saw moms showing off little old men babies, you know the kind, wrinkled, puffy, world-weary, as much as I love babies, a part of me has always thought, can you not see that you've got a mini Ed Anser on your hands? I don't know who that is. As soon as we got home, I called my friend Jenny. Jenny was pregnant with her second baby, and I knew she'd be honest with me. I told Jenny what had happened at the doctor's. Are you kidding? I do the same thing. That's what girls do. Jenny said that once we feel reasonably sure that the fetus is healthy, we assess all the features of all the family members, immediate and distant, and assemble them into a vision of an ideal genetic descendant. Jenny, not all of us are eugenists. Jenny. So anyway, then we watch closely to see if the baby's features line up against that vision. It's totally normal. I was a little relieved. I might be shallow, but at least I had company. Maybe she is a little bit self-aware. Later, when Shane, Jenny's second child, was born, she'd be the one to say, come on over, but he's no looker. Real. Let the record show that Shane is now a gorgeous child, and of course Jenny thinks so too. Talking to Jenny made me feel better, but then I started wondering, is that what all mothers do? Or is it what we do? Jenny, me, and all the equally shallow friends around us. Are we normal moms, or are we living in Mommywood? The title of her book. As anyone who's read my first book or has glanced at the tabloids in the last couple decades know, I didn't have a normal childhood. My dad, Aaron Spelling, was an extremely wealthy TV mogul. I starred in 90210, the show my father produced, for 10 years, starting when I was 16. My mother and I have a very difficult and at times publicly so relationship, when we have a relationship at all. My whole childhood, I wished I had a normal family. I've spent much of my adult life working to prove that I'm a real person, a normal person, not the punchline of a joke. Now I have 2 children of my own and want them to have a normal childhood. I want them to have a happy life. I want to have a close, loving, and joyful relationship with them for the rest of my life, though I realize the teenage years are a bitch. My mother and I had our troubles, but I was raised by a nanny I called Nanny. This is what I was talking about. And I learned plenty about being a good mother from her. Now is the time for me to take what I learned and to take what I learned and to be the mother I always wished I had. But knowing you want to do things differently doesn't mean you know how to escape the way you were raised. This wasn't just me. I'm worrying about the size of my child's unborn nose. Now I was struggling with a much greater fear that when push came to baby, I was going to be just like my mother. I grew up in the public eye. I don't think of that as a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing, and I think you're one of the most compelling pieces of evidence as to why that's so. But I think it's pretty obvious, being regularly watched, photographed, written about, and sometimes chased like an escaped prisoner by paparazzi must have had an effect on me. It's made me care a little too much about how I look, and by extension my family look in pictures, be they candids, glossy magazine shots, or ultrasound images. I do think this is like kind of incredibly self-aware. Obviously that's something I have to work on, but what else is there? What other special effects has my unusual upbringing had on me? Now, how has Hollywood shaped me? How will it shape my children? Can a celebrity be a good mother? Like, these are all good questions to be asking yourself. Can children grow up in the spotlight without being scarred for life? Will my children play kickball in the street with the neighborhood kids, or will they grow up thinking that a reality TV show cameramen who follow us around are their best friends? Real. Can I give my children privacy from the media but still let them have friends and neighbors like normal kids? Above all, will my children and I develop the relationship that I had always dreamed of having with my own mother? I may care about a nose for 5 minutes in a doctor's office, but these are real issues I worry about every day. I want my children to have a happy, normal childhood, but normal can be pretty elusive around here. The fact that my life isn't normal doesn't make it any less real. My struggle to balance work and home life may show up on TV sets across the nation, but lots of moms who aren't on TV have the same challenges. My attempts to get along with my neighbors may be complicated by their preconceived notions of who I am and the many insane things you've done. But I'm still a mother hoping their children can be friends with the kids next door. I grew up in great wealth, but I work as hard as the next person to make a home, to pay for school, and to give my children a world of choices and opportunity. I strive every day to be a good mom like moms everywhere. Hollywood is a glittering, glamorous, superficial land of dreamers, wannabes, and stars. Mommywood takes place on the same set, the palm trees and eternal sunshine of Los Angeles. But casting is difficult and requires 9 months of faithful commitment to Rocky Road ice cream, plus labor and delivery. The lead roles are played by stars who are finicky, in need of non-stop coddling, and around 2 feet tall. My own Mommywood life is full of drama: an awkward encounter with a former co-star at a children's birthday party, tragedy, the death of Diva Pug, R.I.P., horror when Pooh meets Pool, which we discussed, farce, being the only one in a costume at a Halloween party. Literally, like, her whole book is just her being awkward. But at the center of it is the greatest love story I've ever experienced, greater than the love story on the smaller silver screen, the same amazing love story that all mothers go through with their children. This is the story of my definitely amateur, sometimes serious, often bumbling, never to be finished attempt to make it in Mommywood. I know that was long, but I think that that is very, very telling of, like, her book and her vibe and her writing style. This is her at the UCLA Festival of Books.
You might know her from such television shows as 90210, Tori and Dean in Love, and Home Sweet Hollywood. Tori is the author of Storytelling and Mommywood. Interviewing Tori will be Amy Alcon, advice columnist and writer. She's also the author of Icy Rude People. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Tori Spelling and Amy Alcon.
I read Tori's books. Here they are, Storytelling, and then her most recent, Mommywood. And Tori's just amazing. Tori does it all. Her acting career, as you know, spans television and theater and film. She and her husband co-created and are subjects of the Oxygen reality series, Tori and Dean, which actually Zed produced as well. This is her second TV series. Her first was Notorious on VH1. She has a jewelry line.
I want to see a clip of Tori and Dean. Let me find. Tori and Dean in Love. Okay, this is what I need to see. This is a sneak peek of Tori and Dean in Love.
Sick.
Like what?
Just pukey. You know that, like, it feels like morning sickness. Yeah, and I feel it like up here. I'm not sure which end is gonna come out. Actually, can you hold him 1 second while I go use the bathroom? I haven't felt this pukey since I was 6 weeks pregnant. I'm sure I'm not pregnant now. At least I don't think I am.
Oxygen's favorite couple is back.
Oh, sweet B&B.
And it's a family affair.
See your mama. She's crazy.
They're headed back to the B&B.
It's really scary to think about running the business again.
Money to everybody. There's a mouse in the tub in the pool.
And beyond.
We're in London, baby. Come on.
Very 2000s reality TV core.
An all-new season of the hit series Tori and Dean in Love.
Okay, I just needed some context there. Let's move on to her talking about her mom. So, like I mentioned earlier, her father passed away. Her mother blamed Tori for her father's death. My daughter one day decided she wasn't speaking to my husband, myself, and my son, and that's how it's continued for the last, 4 or 5 years. It was sad. That's what killed my husband, actually. He just didn't want to live after that. Not the fact that he had a stroke and he was in his 80s. Earlier that year, Candy had released an open letter to her daughter claiming that Tori wasn't speaking to her and that she had not met Tori's eldest daughter, Stella, Bella, who was born in 2008. Tori, for her part, told people that at the time the pair weren't not talking. They just hadn't talked recently. I love my mother and I have always loved her, and no doubt she loves me. There's no feud. We simply never meshed. Interesting thing to say about your mother. So I want to read the letter. Tori spelling mom Candy open letter. Let me make sure. Yeah, 2009. In her online letter, Candy Spelling wrote, I'm a mother who, like every mother, wants communication. I want a great relationship. I'd love to be close to my grandchildren. I'm trying to reach you. I want to see your family. She's stepping up. Ugh. That's a lot to unpack. Interesting. Doesn't really give taking accountability. So, April 2010, Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott fought against the rumors that they were splitting up because their reality TV showed them fighting all the time. I just want the old Dean back. I really do. I miss you so much. And a month after declaring they were committed to each other on the Today Show, they renewed their vows. This is a rebirth. We've gone through our ups and downs, but we wouldn't have changed a moment for it. Y'all had an affair, got married, had a kid. Like, y'all have been through so much. So much is happening.
Relevant. What's keeping you from being relevant?
I'm a crystal meth addict.
And what about you?
I'm a sexual compulsive.
Oh, it's a clip from Notorious.
You.
I'm a Tori Spelling. You guys, wholeness isn't that bad. Some of those people really get it. Get what? How hard it is.
How hard what is?
Everything.
Mood. Such a mood. So, another thing she's known for was eating her own placenta. Like anyone good in Hollywood. Had to drop that on us. The actress revealed in her podcast that she currently has 2 of her placentas stored in the freezer, unsure which child. So unless I have the biggest placenta in the world, there's 2 vats in there. And this is normal because there's all that fancy stuff. They say it's good luck to eat it or bury it, good luck to have it sent, made into powder. They put it into pills. I'm just too lazy to send it out. Like a proper best friend does, she did take it home. I feel like she's asked me to take it back a few times over the last 7 years, and I say, yep, next time I'm over there. Why do you have a placenta in your friend's freezer? If it's your freezer, it's your business. Do whatever you want to do. Free to be you and me. But why is it in your friend's freezer? She also shared that her and her husband Dean ate placenta together. Dean's an amazing chef. He cooked it and seasoned it. It was actually really good. My mom taught me when I was young, try everything once. If you don't like it, don't eat it again. And I believe in that philosophy. I don't know if your mom was referring to placenta at that moment in time. There's been plenty of debate over whether that's good. The CDC has warned against it. They've said that can be not good. So I'm not a doctor. That's what the CDC says. Come to your own conclusions. Spelling then apologized to the pal for continuing to store the placenta at her house. I'm really sorry to my best friend Jess. He's still in her freezer. Because I had a C-section and complications, I had to stay in the hospital for a bit. I said, Jess, can you take the placenta home? They've given it to me and I don't know what to do with it. That is literally so fucking insane. So then 2011, the Home Sweet Hollywood spinoff series, Tori and Dean Storybook Weddings. These shows sound like they were written by ChatGPT. Premiered April 6, 2011. Writers who claimed they came up with the idea of a similar series starring Spelling and husband Dean McDermott filed a $60 million lawsuit against the series, citing breach of implied in fact contract, breach of fiduciary duty, slander of title, false advertising, unfair business practices, and then later in 2011, Spelling voiced the pirate princess in Jake and the Neverland Pirates. She played a role in a comedy short film, Hoarders, Untold Story, which premiered at the Outfest Film Festival in 2011. Tori is working for that money. I feel like there's some stuff that's missing here. Okay, no, the money problems we're going to get into. So 2011, Hattie Margaret McDormand is their third child. She's often described as go-lucky. Her birth was a bit of a surprise as Tori found out she was pregnant just a few months after giving birth to Stella. So like I said, kid, another kid. Despite her easygoing personality, blah, 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 whatever, children. So Tori Spelling sets the record straight. You'd think showing up 3 hours late to her own book release party was the ultimate snub, but don't judge this tell-all by its cover. Spelling had spent the last 4 hours signing autographs at a local Borders, insisting on talking with every person in line and posing for photos. An entrepreneur, she wears presumably stylish many hats. Her and her husband, along with their children, they had 2 at this time, so right before the other one was born, I guess, star in their reality show. And in her latest book, this is like a little bit out of order and it's kind of annoying me. Okay, so lots of people assume that she has like a eating disorder, and because she's so thin, she was eager to set the record straight about her anorexia. She said, I address all of my health issues in my book. I think it's really irresponsible to label someone with an eating disorder. I pride myself on being an inspiration to women out there. I do think it's really irresponsible to label someone with an eating disorder, regardless of if you're right or not. I think it's just shitty to do that. Why does most of the shit she say making sense to me and I'm insane? That's kind of how I feel. Like, overall, she's insane, but when I look at the details, I'm like, no, I kind of get it. She said, I want them to have a healthy body image. I have a daughter of my own, so I think we should really do the research and get the facts straight. Regarding her marriage, she said, Dean and I haven't hid the fact that we've had a rough year. She attributes the couple's 4-year crossroads to communication breakdowns, differing opinions on parenting, and McDermott's opposition to her self-proclaimed workaholic tendencies. In her book, she said she's come to terms with the fact that, like all couples, they're in an ebb phase and that things aren't always going to flow. She said, if someone says they're in a perfect relationship, they're lying. And I was the girl who went into it wanting the perfect relationship. Although the internet is rampant with stories about Spelling receiving the silent treatment from the old 90210 gang, she was asked about the possibility of returning to the screen. She said, I totally would, but they haven't called me. For the fans, I would. Spelling, famous among her friends for throwing elaborate parties, is shooting a new reality show, Tori and Dean Weddings, which she says is really amazing because everyone I know loves planning a party, and I specifically love planning a wedding. I'm all about love. Dean and I have been working on our relationship this year and kind of getting back to us. And really, what's better than love and a party? So there you have the perfect wedding. We have this great, unbelievable opportunity to plan a couple's dream weddings and kind of navigate young couples through the process of getting married, what their relationship is now, and what they can look forward to and guide them through that. I cannot think of 2 worse people to be guiding people through their marriages. When asked about the show, it wrapped their 4th season. She said, no official pickup has been announced, but if the fans bring us back, I think there's a very good chance. The fans are worried that this is a replacement, but we plan on doing both shows. So the great thing about it is they'll get 2 sets of Tori and Dean 2 times a year instead of 1 set 1 time a year. She said she was writing a children's book. I'm really excited about it. And then she was just kind of talking about her kids, normal interview stuff. So she starts having a lot of financial issues. I told you we would come back to the inheritance. She was anticipating a sizable inheritance from her father's $500 million estate when he passed away in 2006. The estate was to be divided primarily between Spelling, her brother Randy, and her mother Candy. Candy Spelling was the estate executor, and when the father passed away, like we said, Tori and her mom were really estranged. So Tori and Randy inherited $800,000 each, even though Randy was not estranged. And $800,000 for you and I, that's like a crazy amount of money. Like if I got $800,000 right now just to check for $800,000, that would completely change my life and like my financial future in dramatic ways. So I know it's a lot of money, but when you live in LA, you're a famous person, you have multiple children, you are not set up for life on $800,000, especially when you have the financial habits of Tori Spelling. So I know, again, to us, that's like so much money, but her dad always said, like, you're going to be set for life, you're going to be set for life, you're going to be set for life. And then he only left her $800,000. And I'm not saying that it's not her mom's fault, because it is, but her dad could have set it up a little bit different and better. is what I am saying. Candy established a $10 million trust fund for Tori's eldest child. So that really shows me it's like a control thing, that she's not giving it to Tori because of control reasons. She has a fourth child in August 2012. Finn is Tori's fourth child. Middle name Davy is a tribute to one of Dean's favorite uncles. He's curious, high energy, blah, blah, blah. Stuff about babies. And this is when she also reveals a lot of pregnancy complications and a health crisis. She gave birth to Finn Davy McDermott 6 weeks ago, and he appears to be in a picture of health at the time of this being written. But the actress says she nearly lost her life during the pregnancy. She said 20 weeks also like trigger pregnancy things. 20 weeks into the pregnancy, Spelling woke up one day to find blood dripping down her legs. A magazine reports she was rushed to the Los Angeles hospital where she learned she had a condition called placenta previa. The condition most likely resulted because of the C-section she had with her other children. I know a lot of doctors, if you've had a lot of C-sections, they will be like, don't get pregnant again, that's dangerous, because of reasons like this. Another possible issue could have been because she got pregnant only a month after her last baby was born. Just for context, you're not supposed to have sex for 6 weeks minimum if everything was perfect, and she had a C-section, so the time was probably longer for her. And not only are you not supposed to have sex for 6 weeks, it takes your body a year to heal. So most doctors recommend not getting pregnant for at least 1 full calendar year. So for you to get pregnant 1 month after your other baby was born, and it was your third baby, that's like a lot. That's a lot to do. The greater number of pregnancies a woman carries, the higher likelihood that she will have this condition, says a doctor to the news. The problems put Spelling at risk for substantial bleeding, which could have forced the doctors to terminate pregnancy, remove her uterus, and save her life. It was surreal. I just remember thinking, I can't leave 3 children behind. So they put her on bed rest for 4 months. So she literally just had to lay in the bed at the hospital, I think. And then he was born via C-section 37 weeks in. 37 weeks is like pretty okay. That's only 3 weeks early. So like, that's fine. While he was healthy, her own troubles weren't over. Her surgical scar ruptured because, again, having major surgery in the same spot many, many times is a lot on your body. She had to have emergency surgery, and she remained hospitalized for 2 weeks. Now, when this was written, a couple weeks later, she was home resting with her 4 children. Resting and 4 children don't go together for me. She said she survived the experience by envisioning herself holding a healthy baby. And she says that while she loves being pregnant, she is most likely now finished having kids. So Tori Spelling, pregnant and in car accident. When she was pregnant with her 3rd kid, so a while before this, she crashed into a school wall while driving her children to school. She revealed the details on Twitter. Paparazzi chased me with the kids to school. I was trying to get away from him and had a pretty big accident. Took down whole wall of school. Did you tweet this while you were driving? But the accident did not deter the photographer from taking pictures. He then still got out and tried to take pics. 10 moms chased him away. What will it take? Someone dying for the paparazzi to stop? Someone did die, and it was Princess Diana. It appeared, well, that was the crown. Anyway, it appears that neither Spelling, who announced her pregnancy in April, nor her 2 children at the time were hurt during the crash. Tori's really shaken up. She's going to the doctor. Photographer followed into the school. Her car was banged up. Yada, yada, yada. You get it. She just has like a lot of chaos during this time. And then money problems. In her 6th book, Spelling It Like It Is, she admitted that she was having financial trouble due to the cancellation of her reality series, poor estate decisions, and a difficult 4th pregnancy where she was hospitalized for 10 weeks. And she said, as my real estate obsession persists, it's starting to look more compulsive. Moving is expensive, and I've put us in a precarious financial situation. So she moved around all of the fucking time. And then one of the most significant scandals in their marriage, aside from the finances, is in 2013. So around the time when all this was going down, Dean admitted to cheating on Tori as if she's not suffered enough. This revelation led to a huge media frenzy and was the central storyline in their reality show, True Tori. You can see why I didn't even include like the exact order of her shows and books, because it's literally just so fucking much. Where they publicly discussed the affair and worked through their marital issues. he told me he and Tori had a sexless marriage. I believed him. So the other woman thought he wasn't getting laid, guys. That makes it okay. So as if your husband cheating on you is not enough, they are also broke. So let's get into that.
When you're injured, hire an ethical
The ads!
not
This
an
is fine,
ambulance
though.
chaser.
At least it's not Trump.
It's unethical for attorneys to contact you without your request or permission. At Malik Injury Attorneys, we don't do that, and we never will.
Okay.
If you're hurt, call Malik at Pound Win.
We get it. The idea of planning ahead for funeral wishes is a little intimidating, but you
What
know
did I
that
do
it's
to
something
deserve
you want
this?
to do to protect your loved ones from having to make difficult decisions during a time of loss. That is why we are proud to offer you a simple solution for planning ahead online at your own pace from the comfort of home. Click on the link below to get
They
started
really
with
are
your
harshing the
plans
vibe,
and find
and I'm
out
not
how
into it.
easy it is to get this important area of planning finally taken care of.
Cut the ads.
Start planning ahead online.
Imagine teaching a real class and the Trump ad came up. Oh my God.
Tori Spelling topping it off this morning with her candid admission that overspending has put her family in serious trouble. Our weekend anchor Bianca Rodriguez has the story.
When we think of Tori Spelling,
I have never been so happy to take a final in my entire life.
we can't help but be reminded of that oh-so-glamorous zip code. But these days, Tori Spelling's life has taken a turn from the glitz and glamour of Beverly Hills.
Tori Spelling did go from quite a lavish lifestyle to a lifestyle that involves budgeting.
In a new interview with People magazine, the TV reality star talks about her new book, Spelling It Like It Is, and says that after several financial setbacks, she's had to rethink her lifestyle and spending choices, even going as far as choosing to postpone a vasectomy treatment for her husband, Dean McDermott, after realizing they lacked the funds to pay for the procedure.
That should be first on the priority list of things to pay for. Like, a doctor needs to just volunteer to do that. They've had enough children.
It's no mystery why I have money problems. I grew up beyond anyone's dreams. I never knew anything else. Spelling says her hard times began in 2011 when she took a loss selling her $3 million home. Then she was hospitalized while pregnant with her fourth child and couldn't work. And then her reality show, Tori and Dean in Love, was canceled. Her kids went from
Terrible.
designer duds to hand-me-downs. The actress claiming she hasn't bought a purse in more than 3 years. I look back at the girl who shopped at Gucci in my 20s, and I can't even relate.
Do you want to go on a pony?
Spelling also vowing to tone down the family's once over-the-top birthday parties. I can't afford to live like this anymore. Our circumstances have changed. That isn't stopping Spelling, who says she's more focused than ever on her family and is looking forward to the future, which includes a new TV show with her former 90210 co-star Jenny Garth. Through it all, she says there's one person she can count on. We've had lows, but I set goals and I keep going. I always bank on myself.
Can't
For Good
bank
Morning
on anyone
America,
else.
Bianca Rodriguez, ABC News.
So the finances are not ideal. And then this is Tori confronting Dean about his love notes on the show. I really can't imagine your husband cheating on you and then you have to go on TV and talk about it to make money because you're broke. Like, it really doesn't get worse.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this mess.
It does get worse. It does get worse. And it's this. It's this. This is it being worse. The ad is so long. You guys. As if we haven't experienced enough. I also keep convincing myself that my nose is broken. If you see me continually touching it, that's why. Because I've convinced myself it's broken. I did have my coworker who was in the military for 30 years look at it, and he said I was fine. So.
Hey, baby.
Hello, baby. How was school? You finished? Good boy. Did Stella do hers?
Yep.
Yeah?
Everybody's done their homework.
Really?
Everybody's eaten.
I walk in and Dean has everything in order. He's making dinner for the kids, their homework is done, and there's a beautiful bouquet of flowers with a card.
I'm speeding this up.
It's a love note from Dean to me. And I just read this love note from Dean to Mary Jo. Oh my God, how ironic is this?
So Mary Jo is his ex-wife that he cheated on with Tori, and I guess he wrote her a similar note.
Such a talent. In front of the camera, behind the camera.
You're truly your father's daughter, and I believe in you. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, baby.
Well, how did your meeting go? You're about to hit me with something really bad.
He got me flowers and he wrote me a beautiful note. It's just, the timing is just bizarre because she just handed me a note that you wrote her.
Why would she do that when you're going to talk about Jack and being a step? Why would she bring up relationship stuff between her and I?
She said she wanted to show me that in her mind, you guys didn't have a bad relationship.
It's a lie.
Her point was everything seemed great.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Her hanging out with his ex is hilarious.
But this whole thing about having her on the show, too. The more she comes across as this wonderful, loving person, people are watching going, yeah, what the Dean's problem? She seems great. But I knew exactly what was going to happen when you met with her. Build herself up, knock me down, make things that I've done or I do questionable.
Because you literally cheat on everyone. So.
Plant that seed in your head.
She did say your relationship was exhausting. And she said, I'm sure you know what I mean. I just couldn't do it anymore.
I gave her a great life.
Maybe she meant emotionally. I don't know.
I tried so hard.
She said there was just drama. There's always drama.
I think him working is them doing the shows together.
She gave you a great life.
She's delusional. Now I'm starting to get really mad.
Don't get mad.
Oh, this is just, you know what? I don't want her on the show again. This is done with her.
So he shares a child with his ex, so they've had to have an ongoing relationship with her, and then I think he was saying they were going to have her on their TV show.
She's not going to tell the truth and make me out to look like a ass. Her parents loved me. Her parents saw the life I gave to her.
She painted a picture of you last time that you told me wasn't true at all, and then it slowly became every word she said was true as I got to know you.
My head is spinning. This is done with her. I don't want her on the show. Very good, very manipulative. She's very good. That's all I can say. And whatever people think of me.
This guy sucks. Oh my god, the amount of their show on TV. I might need to watch this entire thing, unfortunately. This is Tori struggling with her son. What season was that? So that was season 2. This is back in season 1.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve.
I am literally gonna start fucking crying. I cannot fucking handle this. If anyone who watches me was somehow a Trump supporter, I hope now you're not. I hope that these ads have fucking ruined it for you like they're ruining my views. And I wasn't gonna vote for you, but now I'm extra not gonna fucking vote for you. It's giving my ex is crazy, knowing he made her crazy. Like Kanye in the confessionals. You should sue, honestly. Now we're getting somewhere. Michael stream would be good. So that's kind of her shows during this time. And then also around this time, she fell on a hot hibachi grill at Benihana. So apparently she tripped and fell backwards onto a hot grill and needed skin grafts on her right arm. And her husband said it was an unfortunate accident. She had a little burn. Tori hadn't even started to eat when she slipped and fell, not thinking she grabbed on the side of the hot grill and burned her arm. I can completely see how this happened, and I feel like it's probably happened to other people as well. At this time, it didn't seem as bad, but the doctors told her it was the next day. Yeah, literally so rough. And now here she is still having breakdowns on Tori and Dean.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve.
What has my algorithm done? Oh, I bet it's because it's through Nearpod. It's not through my algorithm. Because I was about to say, I never get his ads on YouTube. This is the only time I've ever been served his ads other than in the mail. And sometimes I get his ads on Twitter. But it's not him. It's groups, right-wing groups advertising on Twitter. She had a little burn after she had skin grafts. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with the ads. At least we get to watch some clips of Kamala Harris. Tori and Dean break down.
There's no happy ending.
Oh.
I don't believe it anymore.
Oh, God.
I have a choice. I can go back. She went back to the man who cheated on her. Here she is, the doormat. Or I can leave, hold my head up high with my 4 children as I walk away. What the Either way, I lose.
I am so sorry.
Are you real?
I don't think he is. I don't think he is sorry.
I am so sorry. Look
me in the eye.
I'm so sorry.
Why is this on TV?
Sorry. I am so sorry. I made a mistake. I ruined everything.
How am I
supposed to let you go on to do Chop Canada 2?
How are you supposed to go on to do Chop Canada 2? I don't even trust you.
Just another moment for you to things up.
He looks so ugly. Look at his stupid little face.
I ruined such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I don't deserve any of this. I don't deserve this beautiful family.
Nah, you don't.
You don't deserve any of it.
No.
Why am I here? It's so
You have
personal.
all of it. We're all
The
still
cameraman.
What do I need to do?
Do something right. You need to do something right. I'm serious.
Me and my administrators. And I feel like this is what we look like too. That's what I look like at school.
This is me. I am sitting here. My heart is ripped out. I have nothing left. I'm asking you, do something. Think about it.
What? I love you. I want to make this work. I want you.
What did your heart tell you to do?
My heart tells me to stay with you and love you like I still do.
I'm so scared.
You really want me back? Think of something.
If you've never been in a relationship where you've had fights where you both look this level of insane, you don't know. If you get it, you get it. If you've never had a scream fight, what do I do? If you've been there, you've been there. And if you haven't, you haven't. Their biggest fight yet involves a baked potato.
Kamala's dangerous open board.
Because don't piss me the fuck off. Don't piss me the fuck off. I'm submitting a Nearpod help ticket. I am submitting a Nearpod help ticket, and I'm gonna lose my mind.
It's not.
I don't remember saying.
Okay, like, I know this is stupid, but she has a good point. She had a good point.
Can't bring stuff up.
Why are you even with me?
To start with a potato and get to why are you even with me?
Can I ask you a question? It's a little difficult. What's keeping you in this marriage?
I mean, the big thing is, I don't know anymore.
Over the potato. So, Spelling coped with his affair by documenting their struggle on a Lifetime series, True Tori, which we just watched some of. I can never give him enough sex, she yelled in an on-screen therapy session. He's never going to be happy with me. I think he's a sex addict, personally. He said, I just thought, this is it. You can't get out of this. I blew it. Everything in my great life I shit on. I just thought Tori deserves me to die. And then he later checked into treatment. You know when you cheat on your wife, so you have to go to the mental hospital? Lord, these are the men you've sent us. Obviously, she did not divorce him at that time. They were back on track. And then they made a headline in 2016 that they owed $39,000 to American Express in unpaid credit card bills. And her mother is entering the chat again, said that she was helping out Tori and her family during this time financially. And she said her financial downfall can be contributed to by her bad shopping habits. But if you remember, her finances have been a mess for a little bit. These have led to the star racking up tens of thousands of dollars in debt and facing multiple lawsuits from credit card companies over unpaid bills. And then they have, yet again, another child. Because you almost died having the other one. Let's go for number 5. We're broke. On the brink of divorce, mom's helping financially, getting sued. Miracle baby. Miracle baby. They call him the miracle baby because Tori wasn't sure if she could have more children. Literally insane. Beau's arrival brought a sense of completion to the family. 5 kids. 5 kids and no money. Having more kids fixes everything. I told you all, this woman is literally an insane person. So this is where she admitted that she peed in her son's diaper. Everyone got mad at this, but I don't think it's that bad.
I'm Donald J. Trump.
That part's that bad. That part is that bad. So again, earlier, remember when they were like, we can't afford the vasectomy? That's how we ended up with baby number 5, I guess. That is how we ended up with baby number 5, I guess. I'm so over these ads. Free us from this one ad. Someone earlier said they were surprised he could afford ads. Apparently he can only afford one. That's telling.
Really put on a diaper and pissed in my... And I literally put on a diaper and pissed in my pants in Bo's diaper.
Tori Spelling is sharing another TMI moment with her fans. The Beverly Hills 90210 alum reveals on the April 18th episode of her podcast, Miss Spelling, that several years ago she had to go to extreme measures in her car to avoid an accident. A bathroom accident, that is.
I had to pee really bad. I was stuck on the 101, which is our craziest freeway here. And I was like, I'm not going to make it home. So I literally reached back in my Tori Poppins bag and I'm like, something.
Tori Poppins?
And I went through it and I'm like, aha, a diaper.
The 50-year-old explains the diapers were for her son, Bo, but that didn't stop her from taking one for herself.
I don't think that's that weird or bad. If I was stuck in traffic and was not going to be able to make it to a restroom and I was about to pee my pants and I already had a diaper nearby, would you rather just piss your pants? I don't know. But I also pee outside. So she used an unused diaper. That's what I'm saying. I really don't think it's that serious. I've actually heard of other moms doing that because they didn't... if you're alone in the car with a baby, you can't stop at a gas station and leave the baby and you don't have to get it out because, they're crazy. So, I don't know. I felt like that was, an example of people just coming for Tori Spelling because it's popular to come for Tori Spelling. So, she settled her personal injury lawsuit against Benihana, thank God. That was in 2017. The details of the settlement were not made public, and she first took action claiming she suffered wage loss for the hospital expenses. I think that is valid to sue for that. Why not? Why not? Because, again, she did have to have surgery and skin grafts and all that stuff. So, March 2018, there was apparently a 911 call to the Spelling house. They did not confirm if the argument was between Spelling and her husband, but an insider told Us Magazine that people were very, very worried that Spelling was on the cusp of a breakdown. His ex-wife told Us Magazine that same month that Spelling was paying her husband's alimony payments. So, I guess he was still having to pay alimony to his ex-wife, which fucking... sucks for Tori. I'm sure he deserved it. Tori stepped up and I accepted that. So that for sort of our relationship took a turn where because she was owning up to it and taking responsibility for it, which is good. I feel like it has been a while since they got divorced. Mary Jo, if I was in Mary Jo's position, I would be like, y'all are going through a lot. Just leave me the fuck alone. That's a lot. That she paid the alimony and then the ex-wife went to the magazine about it and was like, so yeah, she's taking responsibility. Ugh. Yikes. Yikes. She said, I've been consistent. I can't go through it again. I just haven't been well. I just want to take care of it right away. Yikes. This is from a parenting blog where people were talking about Tori Spelling posted a picture of her kids, and she has normal looking children. These are what normal American children look like. And a lot of people were being really, really nasty in the photo. And these are, again, her youngest one was little, so he's not in the photo going to school. School officially began today for my 4 older kiddos. This marks the first year they'll all be at the same school at the same time. You know what that means? For 1 year and 1 year only, 1 drop off equals happy mom. Finn started kindergarten at this new school. Felt so proud to be this big boy. And a ton of disgusting comments, people talking about the kids' weight, their clothing, their appearance. I'm sorry, but you know better. Why would you let the kids leave the house like that? Just being fucking awful about these children when they literally look like normal kids. I could easily be related to these children. If you told me that these were my cousins, I would be like, guess I never met them. And I think that's just nasty. People really come for her for no reason a lot. Yeah, she's kind of dumb, and yeah, she does all these crazy things, but it's just get a fucking hobby, get a life. They look like every kid ever, exactly. Spelling and Dean's only issue in 2019? Instagram trolls, apparently. The slasher actor defended his wife's social media activity several times. He clapped back at the haters who body shamed their kids. 2 months later, he was a host on Chopped Canada. I guess when he was gone, that's what he was doing. He stood up for Tori after users criticized her post about feeding children muffins for snack. Like, oh, you fat kids, you giving them a muffin. Like, I think people are just being nasty and shitty for no reason because she's a very easy target and she does not have the PR resources because she's broke. Like, if she was a regular celebrity, they would be like, don't post about your kids' fucking muffins. People are going to be weird about it. But she doesn't have those people around her, like, doing that kind of filtering and work. He said, I love how you haters have private accounts. Let's see what the trolls look like, you cowards. She has 1 billion fucking animals. This was consistent through all of her houses and moving. She's had 1 million animals. Tori Spelling and her husband have 5 children and enough pets to open their very own farm. I have dogs, guinea pigs, pigs, chickens, bearded dragons. So calls herself mom to several of the family's pets, including the cat Bean, but Bean went missing, and the dog Thea. My bearded dragon likes to sit on my head. He watches all my reality shows with me, Housewives and Kardashians. He has a favorite Kardashian. He loves Khloe. So that was another problem with her housing. She was moving because people were getting mad about her animals and she was wasting all this money. So Bean, the family cat, went missing late 2022. My 14-year-old daughter who suffers major anxiety is his human. Bean knows before she gets her panic attacks and lays on her chest and needs biscuits. Frankie Dawn was their Great Pyrenees. Meet the newest member of our family. Again, this is 2021. You're being sued by Amex for owing them money and you get one of the most expensive dogs ever. Nutmeg is a pig that she co-parents with Jenny Garth. Hank, I just needed more animal chaos in my house. She's joked about adopting Hank and Wilbur. Now Nutmeg has friends, so Hank is also a pig. Thea's a chihuahua. Arthur is a dog, a senior dog, mama guinea pig, and 5 or 10 chickens at all times. Oh, did your bearded dragon tell you their favorite is Khloe? So Dean claims that their bedroom has turned into a nasty pigsty, resulting in their sex life and marriage falling apart. So apparently she lets the pig be in the room. The Canada Due South alums claims that they were having issues in their marriage due to his alcoholism, her financial issues, not hers. And by 2017, Spelling invited unwanted parties into the bedroom. We've been having problems and it got worse because we stopped sleeping in the same room. He claimed their sleeping arrangements changed when Spelling wanted all her pets, including a pig and several dogs, to sleep in the room and on their bed. A chicken was allegedly living in the living room. We know dogs have accidents, and our particular dogs were having a lot. I just couldn't deal with that anymore. So I created a healthy boundary for myself, and I said, I can't do this. I can't live and sleep in this kind of condition. It's not my fault I cheated. It's the pig's fault. So he reflected in November 2019 about overcoming their cheating issue where he cheated on her. And he said, I thought that Tori was just going to run for the hills. I could totally understand why. But she was just like, I can't turn off the love for you. I love you. You hurt me. I'm angry. I love you. But I can't turn that off. How are they making these things public? That's what gets me, is like they literally will tell anyone to anything, it appears. They celebrated 14 years of marriage in 2020. My partner in crime, amazing Papa Bear, blah, blah, blah. #. No, hear me out. She's trying to push him out by getting more and more pets. She got the second pig and she was like, he's not going to put up with 2 pigs. I don't know how he was putting up with 1, but 2's going to draw the line. This is May 2020.
Donald J. Trump.
This is so upsetting. I would like to formally apologize for what terrible things are being said and done. The ads are wild. They really are. At least we get to see Kamala Harris. She looks so good on the iPad. I love not hearing whatever they're doing. Okay.
No, this is a party in a bed. Welcome to Tori Tried and True.
Now she's a
One
YouTuber.
thing that is true about this, we got a big family. And we love our beds. So we're all about family. And
Who's shaking his head?
All about family, but not all in the bed. I get it if you
Didn't
have.
know, but
I
we're
get
doing
it.
this video to convince you, Dean McDermott. It's a family bed intervention.
Where's Dr. Drew?
And the therapist's going to come in and explain to you why you need to give up your space and let the kids have a family bed with you and I.
You don't understand because I'm a large man.
The 5 kids in the bed's a little insane.
This is our favorite place to be. This is our family bed. This is...
Hi, I'm Finn.
Hi, I'm Liam.
Hi, I'm Bo. I'm Bo. I'm Hattie. I'm Stella.
Very normal looking children.
We love to all be in the bed together because I feel like...
All of us do.
I feel like
He
that's
wants
our
to die
safe,
right now.
Cozy family time place. So like when the kids were little and now this little one, they'll be like, let's get in Mama's bed. You know why they say Mama's bed and not Mom and Dad's bed? Because Dad...
Gets up and leaves.
No!
This needs to be like archived away. Like this there's so much subtext. There's literally so much subtext and I can't handle it. So May 2021, Spelling ditched her wedding band during a public outing and noted that she did not publicly acknowledge their 15th wedding anniversary. So that's a year after that video where he looks absolutely fucking miserable. And then June 2021, she addressed the speculation about her marriage when Jeff Lewis inquired about why she was wearing her wedding ring again. What's really going on? You put the wedding ring on. Are things okay? Because I feel like the last time you were here, things were good. You were having sex. Are you guys sleeping in the same bed? Jeff Lewis is absolutely insane. Spelling revealed, my kids and dogs sleep in my bed, that McDermott is in a room in their home. Since he left, this is not good, you guys, but since he left and he was gone for 6 months filming in another country, they all stayed with me. So I currently have 4 in the bedroom with me who have yet to go back to their rooms, yes. That's a lot. That's a lot. Tori and Dean have been having major issues for over a year now. The fact that she's talking about sleeping in separate beds is very telling. She wouldn't do that unless things were not great between them. Yeah, no shit. Tori knows her kids see what she says online, so for her to say something publicly, that means the end could be very near. And then speculation about their relationship continued to spread. And he shut down divorce rumors. He said, okay, if that's what you want to think, then think it. Following that month, she refused to answer a question about her marriage on the Wendy Williams show. An insider told Us magazine that the actress wanted to pull the plug, but she felt very trapped. 4 kids will trap you. So, house hopping begins again. She had an earlier era of house hopping when she was having her kids in rapid succession because she kept switching their schools. So remember earlier they said like she lost $3 million on a house. That was during that time. Now she's house hopping again. Tori and her kids were forced to leave their long-term hold due to a mold infestation. In a sign of her money troubles, she booked the family into a $150 a night roadside motel in LA. And then from there, it was on to a temporary life in an RV at a campground in Ventura County. And then she found a nicer rental in Tarzana, LA, but the housing dramas continued. Despite forking out $27,000 for the property, the family left a week later after a hostage situation unfolded in a home nearby. She seems very reactive and impulsive. I think that's what it is too. She said her financial troubles are real because she was living in the campground and the photographer photographed that. This is what I mean. Being rich and famous is not as bad because you can pay for security, you can pay for privacy, you can pay for all these things. Being poor and famous, that shit has to be torturous. To be at the worst moment of your life in an RV with your 5 children because you have no money, even though your dad was one of the most famous producers of all time. And there's someone taking a pic of you when you're down. That, oh my God, I would lose my mind. I would be Britney. Like, I would attack the paparazzi. And I think she deserved to, and Tori Spelling deserves to in this moment. The mold situation at the house is real, but it's been difficult to find a place to stay because her financial situation is not great. I'm assuming she owns the house with the mold, so I can see, like, if you're already barely paying your mortgage and you owe all this debt, you're not going to be able to get a rental while your house is being dealt with. What happened to her dad's house? Why is she not staying with her mom in their 123 rooms? You wouldn't even have to talk. She's doing her best to make things work and take care of her kids. They're thinking of it as a mini vacation rather than a living situation. She defended the stay at the motel. Are you a parent? You know what you would do, whatever you can for your kids, right? I think that's disgusting for people to be like mocking her for that. Obviously, it's not her first choice. Tori Spelling has been asking for a 1-month rental. If you follow her situation on TMZ, it's amusing. And Spelling replied, wow, human empathy and kindness prevails. Kids in crisis is amusing. I agree with her here. Like, people are being fucking nasty. My kids are going through mold poisoning and we need a home, and this is how you treat people, mocking their situation. We now know that when the house was labeled as a health hazard and was not livable, that wording was fact. We now get it. It's just hard to uproot a huge family, especially in the midst of all feeling so sick and in bed, but now we will vacate the home ASAP. So that's a lot. So then her and her kids were living in a $23,000 a month fully furnished home in West San Fernando Valley. But last week, discarded couches, pet carriers, and piles of rubbish were seen outside of the street front. And the owner said it's completely trashed. The smell of urine is everywhere. Tori's problem is she grew up surrounded by staff. She can glam over her home for a photo shoot and fake things up in the kitchen, convinced she's some kind of domestic maternal goddess, but truth is she's really struggling. She can't stay on top of things. Not many single parents of 5 can. She gets divorced later, we will discuss. But it's made even more difficult by the fact that she needs help, even just a cleaner. And a Hollywood insider said taking on that house was madness on her budget. She has big dreams of her podcast leading to more opportunities and was hoping to have the right house for a reality show pitch. She was in way over her head. Like, this is all just so chaotic. Where did all the animals go when they're moving around? Like, I have so many questions. That was the 4th place that her and her kids have lived within the past year. The family constantly on the move since she ended her 18-year marriage, like we're going to talk about more in a second. The mom of 5 also has financial struggles and is currently in debt to the tune of $302,000 for an unpaid bank loan. So like we've talked about, like, she was just completely set up to fail. She did not get a big inheritance. She does not know anything about financial responsibility, about housing decisions, any of that stuff. Overall, like, I just feel really bad for her, even though she is really chaotic. So she filed for divorce in March of 2024 when all this housing shit was going on. This was 9 months after their initial breakup announcement via social media. They cited irreconcilable differences. They are, and the reason for the split is seeking spousal support and sole custody of their 5 kids. Spelling did, however, request joint legal custody of the 5 children. Wait, so did he file to get spousal support? That's crazy, because she definitely doesn't have any money. And then June 2024, she reveals she replaced her disgusting teeth with veneers. It's like, whenever we feel bad for her, suddenly she'll just make a decision that's absolutely insane, and we're like, well, now here we are. She underwent a major transformation by getting veneers. I always have had a fear of the dentist. I left my teeth to go to shit. I couldn't smile anymore. I didn't smile. I didn't have a cavity till I was 40, and then it was all downhill from there. He described her teeth. He said they were chipped and discolored. They didn't look like the Tori I used to know. Now you have a full smile. They're white, gorgeous, and sexy. You look 10 years younger. Why are you getting veneers right now? Why are you getting veneers right now? Maybe he did it, like, just for publicity. Her dentist broke down the procedure, rebuilt her smile like it was 20 years ago, blah, 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 blah. This is a lot. This is a lot. Oh, and this is about the show and her veneers. Yeah, you get the point. This is literally just a lot. She said, I've been wearing a lot of crop tops lately. This is great. She also revealed the 4 dermal piercings on her stomach. Awesome. Stella surprised me. She took me to Dim Sum and a piercing place which did dermals, because not all piercing places do dermals. That's her 15-year-old child. She's literally just so chaotic. My kids know me so well. That's great. My kids know me so well. Veneers, check. Husband's vasectomy, X. And then she denied that she trashed the rental home she moved out of. She said that that's totally false and that it was not true that there was urine and marks all over the walls. She said the furniture photographed outside the house was a couple years old and getting rid of it had nothing to do with her and her 5 kids. You've been a great tenant. I have nothing but good things to say about you. I think she might be talking about a different house. She's like, that landlord was crazy. Here's this other landlord. I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my life. We replace furniture all the time in these properties. It's actually crazy that anybody would take the time to take pictures of debris pickup from the city. She went on to admit that she's not the cleanest, most organized person, calling her life messy and chaotic. But she said, we lead with our hearts and I would never trash someone's property. Putting out false stories is just incredibly awful and hurtful on a really deep level. And she said she usually doesn't say anything, but the rental home report was too much and pushed her as a mom. So that's a lot. We don't really have time, but she was on Hollywood Medium because of course she was. Okay, I can't do the Trump ad again, so we're just gonna cut it there. I cannot do the Trump ad again. Next week we will be talking about Kathy Griffin. I don't know why there's an extra T in the parking lot there. It'll be here like it always is. Kathy Griffin, like I said, is a close and personal hero to me. I am obsessed with her and I'm really, really excited for this stream. I hope that you enjoyed learning about Tori Spelling. There's so much that I didn't even include, but she's just overall an extremely chaotic person. We're going to do the beach one because that's very 90210 of us. I hope that she is okay. Her and her husband have split, like we mentioned. Yikes. Just a lot of yikes tonight. I'm going to put the link in the chat for us to play our little game. Oh my God. I hate when I have like a bunch of notifications and they were all like, I probably should have answered. Oh well, it's too late now. And a bunch of them were from grad school. Like, I'm not worried about that right now. This is not my problem. Oh, when you join Nearpod, sorry, I just like zoned out for a second there and forgot I was on here. When you join Nearpod, it's going to ask you for your name. You don't have to put your real name if you don't want to. You can put something like cute and funny if you don't want to put your real name on here. It's not going to ask for your email. You don't need an app. You don't need a credit card. You don't need a login. You don't need any of that. Just go to nearpod.com or join.nearpod.com and then enter the code. Couldn't figure out how making a student account to get the extra avatars. Grad school, no, we're busy with cool school. Yes, if you do make an account on Nearpod, you get extra little characters that you can use. I think the easy way to do it is just to log in through Google. And what's weird is when you log in, it looks like you have the teacher account. I went through this with my class, but you don't. You just have like random stuff you can explore on your own. Or there's a join code up in the left. Because a bunch of my kids were like, I made the teacher one. And I was like, girl, what? All right, I'll give people a couple more seconds to join. Cool school. I always want to start counting down like I do with my class in real life because I'm usually with them. Low attendance tonight. I think it was because of the Trump ads, because the views were high until the Trump ads started. So I will be mentioning that in my lawsuit that you're all going to be witnesses in. All right, I'm going to put the thing in the chat again, and I'll just give it a couple more seconds. Yeah, that's maybe what I did and got confused and backed out. Probably. I don't like the way they set that up, but you know, they didn't hire me at the many opportunities they had. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit start. If you haven't joined yet, it will let you join late. Only 15 of us here tonight. Very intimate evening we're having. Drop that class action. What is Tori Spelling's full legal name? It was at the beginning. This is a hard one. There is a buck eating apples in your yard? That is a very valid distraction. Victoria Davy Spelling. Which TV show made Tori Spelling famous? It's a hard one, y'all better read. Beverly Hills 90210. HOTT Dean should go. That's very funny. Who is Tori Spelling's father? Y'all, everyone better get this right. I did not read the last one. Been there, sister. Or brother. Whoever you are. Oh, that's you? Very good username choice. Aaron Spelling. In Beverly Hills 90210, what was Tori Spelling's character's name? Andrea Zuckerman is kind of eats. I'm an idiot, Brenda, please. That's gonna be our new inside joke for those of you that were here this whole time and stuck through the Trump ads. Is our new inside joke is I'm an idiot, Brenda. You had to have a shopping spree? So valid. So valid. Is it frozen? Don't be frozen. Donna Martin, baby. Donna Martin. I like this theme's music. What is the name of her first book? Oh, good job. Y'all are getting this right. Brenda is my mom's name. Love it. Storytelling. Donna was dyslexic, y'all. That's why it's our inside joke. You know when you're so dyslexic that you start smoking cigarettes outside instead of taking your SATs? How many children does she have? Oh, this one was messed up. We all fucked that up. That one was messed up. Sorry, y'all. Humans make mistakes. She has 5. That was everyone's bad. At least we all got it wrong. Which of these books was written by Tori Spelling? This is a hard one. It's kind of tricky, too, because one of them was a segment on the show. Uncharted Territory. Tori's Truth was her little segment on the show. Where she would scream at her husband, because he deserved it. Dropping all the way from 3rd to 8th was sad. It is tough. Tori Spelling starred in which VH1 sitcom? Bye-bye, leaderboard. So notorious. Last 2 questions. I can't wait to watch Modern Family and eat my little spicy cucumbers. What year did she marry Dean McDermott? I love that you're on 2 devices. That's incredible, Jess. 2006, that's when she married Dean McDermott. Literally less than a month after she got divorced from that other guy. What restaurant did she get injured in? Y'all better get this one right, because we talked about it for a little while. Benihana. Those grills, man. Alrighty, nice job, Mad. HOTT Dean should go. Justice for Tori. Sonia Rodriguez. A Walmart letter opener. A spelling mistake. I'm an idiot, Brenda. Katrina. A Dutch Bros parking lot. Saturn Cat. 90210. Not gonna read the rest of that. Swag Daddy. Poop Pool Run, Ashley Poo Poo, Bearded Dragon Spelling, and Sand Delay. Thank you all who stuck around through the terrible Trump ads. I'll stick around for another minute or so to get any memes from anybody. Please join us next week for Kathy Griffin. We need that. We love that. All of the things. Again, I'm just going to stick around for a couple seconds. I would like to humbly suggest a banned book stream because some of them are so bizarre. I'll do that when we're on like a school break because like I have to deal with that in real life. So to me, like I'm like I don't want to talk about it right now. You know what I mean? Randy Spelling, Tori, just a girl having. Oh God. Have a great night, everybody. Make good choices. Let's go ahead and call it. It's already. Oh wait, we have a couple more memes. Sex, perfect, Tori. We love Tori. Have a good night, everyone. It is 9:15, so I'm going to get out of here. I will see you next week.